Let's go. All right, y'all, what's going on? Welcome to Privately Productive. It's gonna be a book one day. Called Privately Productive. The Privately Productive Podcast. Yes, sir. Right? Yep. Is this, when you're done there, I just want to check to make sure I'm not too close, but I'm close enough.
To the degree that I can see, you are a little bit offset. Go that way, a little bit more. Yeah, let's go there.
It's all about the inches. Angles.
You know my OCD.
All right. Well, you be watching it, try to your head, whatever way. Like, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Privately Productive, where we, where we talk about, basically it's like a daily journal. It's like a daily journal. That's what I'm saying. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Privately Productive. Welcome to the Privately Productive Podcast. This is the first version of the podcast. Yeah. We ready? Yeah, let's get it. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Privately Productive Podcast.
My bad.
Hey, it's the first one. It don't matter. Ain't nobody here. No way. It's just us. This is the first time that we're doing this. And the reason the reason I do it is just it's a good way to release all of the thoughts that we kind of have in a way where we know at some point y'all are going to see this, but it's January 28th, 2022. So whether you see it tomorrow or whether you see it years from now, you'll be able to kind of match a time period with what we were thinking and how we were thinking. But right now, it's been about a year and 2 months, and me and my partner Matt have opened a gym. And we have it's a training facility that we opened. So not just a gym, but a training facility called the Elite Experience, which are the words behind me. And people have taken to the gym. We weren't sure, you're never sure how it's going to go when you start off, but we keep developing, so therefore the gym keeps developing. And our kids are doing well. They're taking what we're teaching them, and they're taking it and using it on whatever platform it is that they play on. So that's going well. We just started, we coached a high school or a middle school team for football, which was new for both of us. We just started to coach a 7-on-7 team, Virginia Velocity. The middle school team was Gainesville. What was our mascot?
Hawks.
The Hawks. The Gainesville Hawks. You see, I'm thinking about the Gainesville Cardinals, but we are not the Cardinals. That's the high school. So anyway, but Virginia Velocity, we have just started up. We have a lot to say about that, but I'm not going to say everything right now about that. I'm just going to kind of skim by everything. And so we have a clothing line, basically. We have hats, we have hoodies, we have t-shirts, tank tops. We just got like shorts and sweats and things like that now. We have shoes, real shoes, not the knockoff shoes, but our shoes come from Italy. We have flip-flops or slides, how y'all call it now. I'm sure I might be missing something, but we've done a lot basically with Process in a year. We have a studio and a record label, Hush Money Records. It's all in 1 year, y'all. A year and 2 months. Okay, all in a year and 2 months. And for real. Well, no, I gotta say 2 months because we just had the first couple practices in January. So anyway, a year and 2 months. Excited to see what's happening moving forward, but also we want to start to make sure we move forward how we do things. And one of the ways to do that is exposure, and it's constantly doing the work that we can do, that we know how to do. while everything else kind of starts to operate on its own and becomes its own engine. And so, like, there's a lot of things. It's crazy how much stuff that we actually can probably tell y'all and inform y'all about when it comes to training, nutrition, music. I promise you, musicians, there's a lot of money y'all probably can't get because you have no idea how to get it. So basically, that's what we're trying to do, is trying to figure out how many ways there is to get to the money, and then we're going to get to the money, and then we're going to teach people how to get to the money that we got to. So yeah, and when I think about the direction that we're going in, speed and direction, we're going to go there very quickly, but we're going to go there with very, very, very good focus on what needs to be done. We have to do a better job marketing right now, but again, it's January 28th, 2022. Don't shoot us down yet. We've done pretty well with the limited amount of marketing that we have done. And whenever we start to market, obviously things start to progress quicker. So we're going to start to do a whole lot more creative marketing, where it allows kids to still be put on the front of something. You never know. Sometimes we take for granted that kids are coming in and training with us. This might be the best part of their day. So all of a sudden they end up on a highlight reel of a gym. How many kids can say they've ever done that before? Right? I know how good I was in sports. I've never been on a highlight reel in a gym. So that could be the highlight of their middle school, high school, elementary school year. So you just never know. So anyway, we're gonna do creative style of marketing that really suggests that we're a community first. However, because we're a community first, we're going to protect our community with how we decide to operate our community, because we can. And it being so early and us starting, I think that we've done a good job of not being influenced by the way other people kind of do. And so the headaches that we might have but the headaches that they're dealing with, we are not probably ever going to deal with, because we're understanding each step as we get to it. And then we progress to the next step, and then we progress to the next step. So anyway, that is my little spiel in the beginning about my thoughts of the gym. However, I'm going to invite Matt over here to sit, and then we got to kind of readjust the cameras a little bit to make sure it fit his head.
I got some questions for you though first.
Okay.
All right. So as you look back on the 14 months, we try to be humble in what we do. Not necessarily pride, but what gives you a sense of accomplishment over the last 14 months? Like what do you look back on and go, okay, like we did something there?
Shoot, the fact that we made it 14 months.
True.
You're right.
True.
But no, go back to the Gainesville. I think the Gainesville team, where when we're coaching, it's people. You know how they say it's a thankless job until you do something that they've never seen. Right, and then all of a sudden now people say thank you because they've never. That's not how it operated before.
Right.
And typically people say thank you when they feel that they had a fair opportunity or fair shot. So that was one big one. I think if we're talking about career-wise, right? I think obviously music, just the fact that it's making any money is obviously a big one, because 10 years with $0 versus 4 months with 1,000 it's big, because it's big because of where you start at. There's not many people that start there. Again, think about it. If we're talking about starting in the hole, right? So yeah, I did music a while ago, but us starting was about, I'll say, if we're talking about serious, it was about August, right? August. So, but now we're in the 5th month of that, I would assume, right? So we say 5 months. And I've already made more than I've ever made with music in a decade. Right? You know what I'm saying? So obviously music is, I don't know what kind of percent change that would be on path of. Right? But it's a lot. So music is way better. I think once we get the gym marketed, that's gonna be an overload of stuff. Even then, so that's a good problem to have.
What was the hardest thing? Like, if you look back on it and you really didn't see the hardest piece coming, like what was the hardest, where you were like, okay, we're gonna do this?
Staying at my other job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The hardest thing is to not just leave, right? It's to still be humble enough to be like, all right, I still gotta get a job, right? We're not rich yet, but it's to, and I think that's it, because work, as long as everything was work, one of the hardest things was getting the daggone paperwork signed.
True.
You know what I mean?
Facts,
Like, yeah, like
facts.
what? But that was probably the hardest. If we're talking about the hardest thing, if we're talking like trying to, I don't want to say warn, but if we're trying to tell people that want to do what we're doing, yo, you know, balance is the hardest thing, right? And so when you think of how it affects certain people, you know, you just gotta talk to them and you balance. It's balance. So that's probably the hardest thing. But would I change it? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the hardest thing make you change it. Nah, I wouldn't change nothing. Like I just, you know, would probably balance better from the beginning. But other than that,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
heck no. Hey, John, you see this thing right here? Right, like just having it is an accomplishment in general. That's probably the biggest accomplishment was that we signed on the line. And then, man, if y'all could see what it was, we might be able to like.
Facts. We insert some photos into this video.
Right.
Kind of so yeah.
And then like shoot. But if y'all saw what it was to what it is, like I mean, just to walk in and look at it, it's like not even without knowing it, we're like interior decorators. You feel what I'm saying? Like we designed a gym, we designed a weight room, we designed a turf room, we designed a studio, we designed a lobby. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And I think it's pretty good. And I just realized how people are doing them ceiling things. And I might go back and get some of that these things with the tape ones,
right,
put it on top of the ceiling.
Oh yeah.
That's how are they doing this on the walls like that? Like, what are they?
Yeah.
What kind of? I was like, oh, that's the same stuff I put on the floors. They just put it on the walls,
Right, yeah.
Because that's what people do.
Uh-huh.
And so these ones are probably better on the floors because they can move around. Like I can literally take them off this wall if we weren't using this whole thing and just put them in there.
But the height of this works though.
The height's perfect.
The height of it because it actually sheds more light.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I mean, it's crazy because it's such a surreal moment that we actually haven't had a chance to really celebrate. We're close, but we haven't. You know, I think about it. I think about like we haven't really celebrated like somebody would celebrate when they do something they've never done before.
When they do something to this scale, right? You know,
Because it's not our biggest scale.
Right. I think
That's why.
Sometimes I think, you know, we underplay it, I guess, to a degree.
Yeah.
Because we're in it.
Yeah.
You know, we're in it. We're busy. We're trying to make it work, and it's working, and it's just a matter of time. And so, yeah. We underplay it too much sometimes, I think.
We underplay it a lot. Like when you think about this. Don't even just think about, like, look, if y'all can see the gym, watch. One day we're gonna cut the lights on. Just remember this conversation. And so the lights are gonna be on. But, so Matt and his brother Ben came in and I maybe it was a week. I don't know if it took a week.
You talking about the paint?
I'm talking about the whole paint with the letters included. I don't think it took a week.
The letter took a while.
I think it took a while for you.
True.
I think it took less than a week.
That might be.
It was because once you had it taped up, you said, all right, let's paint it.
Yeah.
It wasn't too much left after that. And so, think about this. This whole thing got done, this piece got done in 2 weeks, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. We signed 1 November, right?
Oh, no, so 3 weeks.
Right, and then we soft opened 29 November.
Right.
Right, and I don't think we quite had the weight room quite done. You know, we still had the one squat rack to put in. That happened after but I mean, to be operational, y'all, he's not joking. When you see,
right,
when you see the photos of what this place looked like.
Yeah, like we couldn't sit right here.
Right,
It was a big old, I don't know, what was it called?
Paint booth.
A paint booth. What a paint booth. Like they had a paint booth in here. So yeah, I mean, like I think about, so for me, when I think about a gym, whether somebody has a great gym or not, I'm like, man, but where'd they start from?
Right.
Like what canvas did they have? And then what did they make out of that canvas?
Right.
Could you imagine if our canvas was designed better? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if we had the dance studio now? Right? Like we probably wouldn't be able to throw as well because they didn't have this type of space.
No.
But I'm just thinking like now put a studio in there somewhere. Right? Now put a real film room somewhere where you have an interview room.
Right.
Or space. Oh my gosh, that would have been insane. There would have been nothing better than that. There'd been nothing better than that. So question, do you want to come in front of the camera or stay behind the camera?
I mean, I can come in front.
Okay, well then we gotta change over because.
I'm gonna put my other jacket on. Gotta make sure the brand right.
Oh yeah, dang! I didn't even, I got the jacket on, y'all, but I didn't check to make sure